Slowly but surely, coming back to myself. It's the controversial best of soup show, man. I'm here with my slowly maturing, D more, H words, B words, whatever you want to use there, and notorious, boisterous best, and the controversial and always beautiful Christine will be with us shortly. I'm I'm actually the early one today. I was early. I was on time. That's it's a little different. But best, how's your weekend been, man? What's been going on with your weekend?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I am tired as hell right now. Like, tired is not even a word, but like, I've been trying. It's like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to catch up on my sleep before Monday.
Don't sound like it, my brother. Does not
Cause
sound like it.
right after this, Gorilla got a concert in Rochester.
Mm-hmm. And then I heard next week is A Boogie and Lola Brooke. Infinite
Like,
Suicide's out there today, right?
yeah,
Nobody really
Gorilla
going.
Fest.
No, nobody really care to see him. From what I heard, I'm
Now,
not
yeah, that's
saying I don't care. I'm just saying from what I heard.
yeah, that's what we had a conversation about that earlier this week. And how many
Yeah, I
tickets
ain't
you
gonna hold you that conversation. People, I don't know what my input would have been because I don't live there no more. I don't know what people want to hear me say. I don't have really
I
any.
feel like me personally, bro. I'm not saying no shade towards for that's 2 times, but I feel like that concert's done well because Gorilla. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Nah, absolutely though, absolutely. But again, like I was saying though, best like I rock with the rock. You feel me? I don't know what people wanted me to say and how I be getting in some of these conversations and what people want my ideas to be. Because when I
Okay.
was, when I was there, people hated what we had to say, and now it's like I'm not there. People still asking me what I have to say. I kind of find that interesting.
Crazy thing, it was another trending topic with rappers. You know, we get that at least once. No, we get that like 5 times a year. I was waiting for it to come too.
What happened?
I was waiting top roster rapper list. I
Oh,
was waiting for that
I
stuff.
don't care about none of that. I've been off that listing for about
It just funny because people get mad about it, and when you think about it, like, oh, no disrespect to nobody that was ever on that list. When you think about it, the people that were not mentioned on the list is kind of people that like I defer to, except for like Perko, but the people that were always on the list, they probably still they on their ways to work it. The people that we left out the list, like the 38 specials, the Slump Six, the
mm-hmm.
Class Murders, even the RX and nephews niggas inside that they never used to be on the list, but look how far they is.
Exactly. So I mean, I never put 30 special in there for a reason or Etho, but absolutely, absolutely.
And I didn't want to say because I know you don't really care to talk too much about it. What the young niggas listen to is not the same thing the older niggas listen to. Cause I seen a lot of niggas saying like, "Who's Etho and shit?" Then the older niggas saying, "Who the fuck is this?" type shit. Like we not listening to the same music. It's only a certain amount of people or people like us that tend to be like we listen to all types of music. Like people my age bracket is not gonna listen to niggas like Riggs and the Cough and shit. 30 Express. The only reason they jacket 30 Express is because of like the LeBron James co-sign and KD co-sign. But before niggas was
Wait,
not bumping 30 plus. No lie.
so this
And I'm pretty sure a lot of older niggas is not bumping Lil Purple.
this is
Well,
this
they
is
bump Lil Purple, but they don't be trying to support him
this is
because
what needs to happen, bro. They need to divvy up how they do these lists. You need to have a top 15, top 10 up and coming, top 10, top 15 of the last year, and then you can have your little all time list. You feel me? But it's too. There's not a real criteria of these lists. Even when I did it, I knew it was for it'll be controversial to do it. But then when I started knowing the city, I always would say this is who is currently the hottest to me at this time. I would never put 38 special on that list, but that's because it wasn't because Special wasn't hot. It's just that Special is already solidified, so he don't need like these recognitions don't really do nothing for him in my eyes. But I never left them off or Ether off because I felt like they weren't deserving. I just was going more off of the up and coming and who was doing what and who was like
yeah.
current shit.
I see with me when I made the list, I was mostly going off like what we listened to, like when my age bracket listened to. It took me a little bit. Like, it took me a little minute to like, you feel me? Guy, I will listen to. I gotta tap into all type of genre, all age brackets, because that's what I'm doing right here. I can't just be interviewing the youngins that gotta be knowing what's going on with the older crowd and shit. But you know how this goes. Every music is not for everybody. Like the little nigga Yeet right now, that's the most popular rapper right now. I feel like for the new age, bro, I'm not into his music, but he one of the hottest. They say like people go crazy for his music.
They do, and I don't care at all for his music.
I couldn't tell you a song by him besides that one song he did that went viral on TikTok. But he is what's popping, so you gotta give him his credit. Even like niggas like Jack Harlow. when they told me to bring Jack Harlow to Rochester, I'm like, bro, who the fuck is Bubba Jack Harlow? But you see, he had a sold out show.
Absolutely. Oh, that's crazy. Fire. My fault. I was just looking at some more other shit, but I know Christine was going to talk about this. We'll wait for her to get here to talk about our backlash from this little Jeffrey interview that we did. What else we got going on? T.I. and Boosie are going at it. Actually, since Christine's not here, let's get to stuff that she not want to talk about anyway. It was a good weekend, good fight weekend. John Jones returned back to the octagon after his long-awaited return. Was it probably like 2 years, 3 years since we last seen John Jones have a real fight? No, might have been 2 years, if I'm correct. Just the last time we seen John Jones have a real fight. John Jones went up to the heavyweight, left the light heavyweight division and went to the heavyweight division as a boxer. As a mixed martial artist. Actually, 2020 was the last time he fought. Damn, 3 years. He went to the heavyweight division to fight for the vacated heavyweight championship of the UFC, the heavyweight division championship of the UFC. Christine's about to be with us shortly. John Jones won by submission. He put Sino Gaines in the guillotine, got him out of here in the first round with a minute left to go in the first round, and he's now the king of the heavyweight division of the UFC. We all wanted to see him fight Francis Ngannou. Francis and him couldn't come to terms, so they stripped Francis Ngannou of the belt. Francis did a little sneak diss to my boy John Jones, saying congratulations from the real heavyweight king, and it's just like y'all should have made that happen. But at the end of the day, John Jones is still the greatest fighter the UFC probably ever seen. So
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not all the way into UFC, but the one thing that is fire to me is, the Francis, though he's from our country in Africa, and John Jones is from Rochester, so that was kind of fire. Like, I'm like, who should I root for? But I don't really know too much about UFC.
I'm into sports, so combat sports is my thing. Especially John Jones is one of the reasons that I really started following the UFC. Him, Anderson Silva, and people of that nature, GSP. But John Jones, man, most versatile, most interesting, most unorthodox fighter we've ever seen in the UFC. He won the heavyweight championship last night. He's back. He's the king. Every fight he's had since he's won the belt, other than when he's been stripped, has been a title fight or title defense. So John Jones is that guy, and that's an interesting family because both his brothers played in the NFL. His brother Chandler Jones still plays for the Raiders right now. Shout out to the Las Vegas Raiders. And then his brother Arthur played for the Patriots. He won a Super Bowl ring. So that's a really talented family. When you got two of the older brothers played in the NFL, and then you got the baby brother being arguably the greatest UFC fighter to ever step in the octagon. So shout out to them. Christine is here. Christine is here, the controversial and beautiful and always controversial Christine, eating her noodles and things of that nature. But we want to get back into it. A little bit of the backlash we did with the Jeffrey interview. Some people were not pleased with some of the comments that they seen or the clips that they seen, but then when they watched the interview, they had some things to say. Best was playing his best to be the peacemaker in some of the situations.
Yeah, best be mature. Best be mature.
Best is being mature in this situation. I respect that. I probably was not being the most mature, but I only know how to meet confrontation on with other men by more confrontation. So
yeah. It's so crazy because I had this old head at my job. He was like, wifey showed me something. It looked like you were on TV with Jeffrey. I said that was me. They must have blew it up on their TV, but I'm like, that's lit.
Yeah, people was tuned into what we had to say. Again, if you watch the actual full interview, you would see that me and Jeffrey got into a little spat, but it was really more of the idea of me understanding what money is, and then him not. That's just what it comes down to. Like, again, I'm not saying that kid is not worth $100 million, but y'all got to understand how much $100 million really is, and that if $100 million was that easily attainable, it would be a lot of people with $100 million. $20 million is hard to get, so I was just trying to give him the reality of what it is in this business. And some people that do business, they got it. The people that don't, They just feel like it's an older person trying to talk down on a young person. They just took it and ran with their own narratives, and I really, truly do not care at all. So.
There we have it.
And there we go. And shout out to bro that we had a conversation with, but I'm not doing a conversation with everybody. Like, if you don't like what I got to say, I don't care. I'm not. And when I engage on the internet, it's really just to drive ratings and to drive the social media for my co-hosts and our platform. Other than that, I don't really care to. Which I say do not bother me. Like, I don't care because I know that people are not going to do shit to me. Like, you're not going. It sounds good. You see me while I'm sitting down, but when I stand up in real life, I'm 6'1", 280 pounds. You do not want to do this.
Don't they say you shouldn't argue with an Aquarius?
I don't care about arguing. For me, it's not as fun. Like, I don't care. It's not because I feel any way personally.
People just make it more personal than what it had to be. Like, everybody will state their opinion, but when it gets to like the suck my dick,
listen, I come from an era where you tell somebody to suck my dick, you gotta be ready to die. Like, that's really what it comes down to. So when I throw it out there, I'm ready for whatever comes out there. Like, pause. That sounded wild crazy. When I throw the Frank, whatever comes, consequences come after me throwing the Frank, I'm ready for it. Like, I already made that decision. I don't care. What's the phrase I hear? Today's a good day to throw my life away. Let me stop. Let me stop, man. Because people gonna really think, but I'm like, nah, I'm definitely not above a nigga moment at all. But T.I. and no, Chris Rock had his stand-up special live the other night.
I ain't watching it. Like, literally, when you sent it to the group chat, I ain't gonna lie, I was half asleep, so I was telling myself go look at it, but then like I got on Facebook, see everybody talk about it. What's going on?
So he did a bit on there about the situation with Will Smith. Let me see if I don't got the thing over here to kind of play it. I might have to. I'm not playing that because Netflix is gonna copyright the shit. I can't do that right now because we live. But we can share it on our actual page so people can see the bit. But he was talking about basically how Will Smith is a B word for slapping him and all kinds of stuff, and then he only watched in Emancipation, whatever the movie was for Will Smith, just so he could see him get whipped. Then he said that he shouldn't be mad at him. He should be mad at his wife for like his wife having sexual intercourse with her son's friend. So it was just a lot of things of that nature. But
personal shots, basically.
I mean, they smacked him. I'll talk some junk too. Hey, you smacked me, bro.
You should smack them right back. Don't talk.
I mean, I would have, but I understand why Chris Rock didn't. It's okay. Like,
nigga, you smack me, I'll smack you right back, bro.
And then it is what it is. So that's something that people are talking about a lot right now. Moving forward, Michael B. Jordan at the red carpet. We have people like Joe Budden and people of that nature. And I rock with Joe. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to the Joe Budden podcast. I am a fan of what they do. And Queens Phillip, that's my guy. So, but Joe Budden was under fire this week because of that whole Michael B. Jordan red carpet situation when he said, the corny, Shorty said, yeah, we used to go to school together. He said, yeah, right, me, the corny kid, right? And people were trying to say that he was corny for saying that. So as black men, we damned if we do, we damned if we don't. We can't really say anything to.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I'm 100% with Michael B. Jordan. If you shit, oh my god, Michael B. Jordan played it off cool. I would have shit it out on her, bro. I would have shit it on her, bro. Like I would have dogged the shit out of her. You feel me? Like you shit out me in middle school. I'm richer than you. I'm dogging. Get back. Don't got no due date. And I don't forgive. I hold grudges. I'm sorry. So if I'm sassy or I'm corny, whatever it is, you shit on me, I ain't forget. Revenge don't got no due dates. I'd have asked how much her and Baker I would have embarrassed her on TV.
But that's when I think it's corny. I think when what he did, and her name is, and also she went to Newark Academy with him, or to Chad Science Academy in Newark. The woman's name is L'Oreal. She's been on Love and Hip Hop. She's done other things, and she's doing well for herself. And if she can be over there on the red carpet interviewing people, so I don't want to sit there and make it seem like she's not doing what she has to do. And she's also a musical artist, so she's been on Love and Hip Hop and all that stuff. Shout out to her. But I also get his frustration where it's like, yo, I remember people shitting on me and calling me corny and saying that I don't have enough edge to me. I'm this good guy. And now I'm in this position that everybody want to vote me sexiest man in the world, or whatever the case may be. And so now this is my moment to shine. I think what he did was the classy way of dealing with the situation. Because again, he could have went the route that Best went, and that's a little different.
Yeah. Let me just say this, bro. Let's just say he didn't make it, or whatever the case may be. That girl would probably still be like dogging him out, like to this day. Oh, that's the good guy, blah blah. The fact he became successful, the narrative changed. He on the winning side now. Now you gotta respect him.
Christine, what do you think?
I didn't get a chance to see that, but I want you to repeat who the girl was again. What's her name?
L'Oreal, something like that. I don't know.
You ain't see the clip on the internet going viral with Michael B. Jordan, like, he was like, I'm the corny kid, like, during the interview.
But I'm glad that he didn't go Best route. I mean, that just comes with life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a problem with it though, like throwing jabs and shit, because you gotta kind of understand where he's coming from. Like,
yeah. So honestly, for me, it's just that what he did. Oh, she's also a nationally syndicated. She does the Morning Hustle show. So shout out to her. She does a drink. That's fire. So she's not. But like, what he did wasn't the worst thing in the world. I think, and when we're in this space as media people, right? So we're media people. We broadcasters. We do what we do. We have takes that offend people sometimes. So sometimes someone will sit across from us, and it may be tense. They may feel some kind of way. You might have your Birdman moment. You might have your Gucci Man moment with Angela Yee. You might, like, we can go through a list of things. We may have the Boosie and Mike Tyson moment when Mike Tyson asked Boosie if he's gay. That's why he don't like gay people. Like, it's just things of that comes with being a broadcaster. It comes with the things we say out here. So I don't really get upset about any of it. I don't think she felt too much of a way. I think she just felt like that was blowback from something, because it wasn't even her quote calling him corny, with somebody else on the show that did it. And it just was what it was. But I think everybody has the right to feel how they feel when they get questioned about who they are and what they do.
Moving on. I want to address this shit because it's been trending a lot.
you want to address Daddy?
Huh?
You about to address Daddy, John Morant?
Excuse me? What?
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what.
Yo, here she just went into whole groupie mode over here.
Don't call him daddy when I'm about to speak.
Yeah, that man name is, what's that man name? Tavarius? What is his name? Tamirius?
Yeah, trying to say. I said who?
John Morant from the hood.
That nigga's from the suburbs.
But how y'all feel about that? Everybody's complaining that like
Demetrius Jamel Morant. That's his name. Demetrius Jamel Morant. That's his name.
Here's my thing, right? The last 2 or 3 weeks, right? We have heard stories about John Morant where it was one of his mans had the beam on the security guard
for the Pacers.
To him beating somebody up at the mall.
17-year-old.
You can't. 17-year-old be gangstered out, so you get that age shit don't matter. These little 17-year-olds disrespectful. They're poppy. So and then you got I think he had one more incident. He had one more incident, if I'm not mistaken. Then you got the gun on live. Like,
he had the incident where he went to like the mall with some niggas because his mom got into it with them, and his mom called them. So there's clearly negative reinforcement or positive reinforcement to the negative behaviors. People they're enabling him. First of all, if my son is in the NBA and I get into an argument with somebody at Foot Action, I'm not fucking calling my son. Are you stupid?
Right.
We just watched somebody a couple years ago call a son to Burger King because she argued with a nigga over cold French fries, and then the nigga died. Now your son is in prison. Ja went to the Foot Action with 9 people, allegedly. This is not, we don't know this is what comes out after the fact. So we only report what we've been told. You do that, you get into it with a 17-year-old, it don't matter if you're a street dude or not. Why are you putting yourself in those environments where you got this? You are the bag, nigga. You are security for future generations of your family. You haven't even got your second NBA contract yet.
You just got a contract with Nike.
You just got your first shoe release with Nike. And the shoe won't release till like April. And they really just re-released the Kyrie shoe but putting your name on it.
Yeah, and you see how quick they cut Kyrie off, and that wasn't. I'm not gonna say Kyrie junk was that bad, but
It's more of a political thing versus your actual image and what you're doing. You on here being on dumb shit.
Nike not trying to sponsor that at the end of the day.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying they're going to clip everything with them because they invested too much money right now. But at some point, you're going to be more of a headache than you're worth. Bro, you talk about I'm on that, I've been on that. Bro, you don't got to do that.
You ain't the only nigga that's from the streets in the NBA. If you from the streets.
Bro, I could name a bunch of street niggas that been in the NBA. And they wasn't doing that on the internet. Some of them got caught up, but they wasn't doing it on the internet. I could go Zach Randolph, Jamal Crawford, John Wall, DeJounte Murray,
DeMar DeRozan, J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith for sure. Steven Jackson, Ron Artest, fucking Nick Young. I could name it Jamal Tinsley. It's a bunch of dudes, Steve Francis, that been on that. Feel me? Been on that for real. Even what's my boy name that's from Texas? He used to play for Milwaukee. Monte Ellis. Monte Ellis was another one that was on it. You don't have to present this. Why would you go on live when you play for the NBA and there's imaging clauses in your contract and you're flashing a little baby 38? That shit is dirt. First of all, my nigga, don't sit like, come on, bro. That should be your girlfriend gun.
And you know what make it worse? With everything going on, all these stories, and you denying all these stories, bro. They asked you about that one story. Oh, we know that's false story. They made up that lie. They spent my brother from the games for the rest of the season. Then that mall fight, that's false narrative. But it's just like now making that now like just say if everything was a lie from the first, that you just flashing a gun in 4K like that just made everything else seem true.
And it goes back. And it goes back to me even thinking. You didn't. The reason why top colleges didn't recruit you wasn't because of your talent. That wasn't why. Like, people forget when you getting recruited to go to college, they look at your social media, bro. They ask about you. They ask everybody around you about you. So clearly, if you can't control yourself now in the NBA with what you posting, you wasn't controlling yourself back then either. So all money makes you is already more of who you are. Ja wants to be a gangster. My nigga, look at Suge Knight. Suge Knight had it all. Nigga lost everything. Because he wanted to be a gangster.
Doing 25 now.
Like, bro, NBA money. These niggas out here in the NBA getting $200 million. Max contract did $200 million to play basketball.
And as talented as Ja Morant is, the NBA not gonna allow that to be the face of the league because they know Ja Morant got a strong influence. And they got a blackball from the league. We always hear NBA players say they got a blackball. And they got a blackball Ja Morant from the league. They're gonna do everything it takes to blackball him for the league. Because he can't be the face of the league where he ain't throwing guns. They gotta think about it. Their sponsorships are by white corporations.
Ja Morant got a 4-year deal for $39 million. And that's the rookie contract. He about to re-up.
I ain't gonna lie, no fun. All these stores just hurt his contract because they're gonna be like, y'all, we don't know if we could trust you. But this is gonna hurt him when free agency comes.
Oh, he got a new deal for $193 million. Again. But that's not the taxes included and stuff like that. But even after that, he's still walking away.
We're not taking away from his talent. He's one of the best point guards right now. He's probably like top 3 point guards in the league.
I ain't gonna say top 3, but he's one of the most talented players in the league for sure.
We're top 2.
No.
You just like that nigga. You don't even watch basketball.
Yeah, he's not better than Steph. Like, we're not gonna put him in there.
No, I'm talking. You just think that nigga cute, bro. You know how girls be like, oh, Ja Morant. He played for the Eagles. Who Ja Morant play for? Who Ja Morant play for?
The Grizzlies.
What's the name of the team? Like Grizzlies. What's the city?
Detroit.
Nah, yo, Christine, you gotta get out of groupie mode. This is my thing, right? But this is my thing, right? Yo, Bess, this is a prime example. Christine, what she's doing is a prime example why niggas that be corny do that shit. We could like, if you really on that, bro, why would you want to put attention on yourself, bro? Mm-hmm. Everybody that bring that kind of attention on themselves, the niggas catching cases.
Like, no, I just be a fan because he's a Leo. So
now you know.
I'm not even saying you like him in particular, but but dudes do this corny shit because girls be like when shorties share a picture of a nigga with a Pooh Shiesty mask on and a fucking chrome heart hat and they be in a car with a nigga, they be like, oh, move. Like, come on, the barrier, the fucking standard is so low for women. No funny shit. That niggas really be thinking that all you gotta do is have a gun, a Chrome Heart sweatshirt, and maybe a couple cards to swipe on and a rental, and you on your way.
Okay, no, you can't compare that to John Morant though. Like the reason why bitches love John Morant is because he's fine as fuck. Like literally, it's not because of everything you just named. For other dudes, maybe, but John Morant and
I don't go into the looks of niggas, bro. But why he want to be a gangster then? He don't want to be a pretty boy. Why he want to be a gangster? Because who y'all listen to? Y'all listen to Lil Durk and King Von. That's why y'all not out here listening to. That's not. If y'all was out here listening to Sade and Jodeci and shit like that, shorty listening to that, not trying to run behind always a job. Some of them do, but most of them is like, yo, you do too much, my nigga.
I'm screaming.
Like for real. Like a bunch of joints want to be passenger princesses to a nigga they think is a gangster. And then John Morant also happened to be in the NBA.
Yeah, so I don't feel like he needs to do all that. He already got like the NBA.
But he is doing it though, and it's being reinforced because people were saying that shit is okay. Mm. You know what really initiates the standard of cool or what's acceptable for men for real? Even as men, we think it's cool in our community, women. Dudes do stuff for women. He not doing that because he want to be the toughest dude in the world. Come on now, bro. Because if he wanted to really be a gangster, why'd you leave where you from? You ain't have to play basketball. You could have been on that.
True, but I also think like when people reach a certain level, people try to try them, and then people get tricked into that.
My thing is, who's trying to flash a gun online like
my joint is this, bro. You trying to have it in the
pocket? Not show it not one time.
My thing is this, my nigga. If I'm worth $193 million, I'm not even running my social media. I don't give a fuck what nobody say on there. Yo, I need you to post this on my Instagram. Make a good caption. Somebody getting paid to do it. I'm not looking at comments. I control everything around me. Only thing I can't control is what team I play for. NBA stuff, I can't control it. But my contracts, who got access to me, it's a buffer. Yo, you can't talk to me directly. The team owner don't talk to the players. They got their GM talk to the fucking man, to their agent. So why can't you do that in your regular life? That's how I look at it. Like, come on now, man. Make it make sense. People who like trying you or what? You're worth $193 million. You just changed your whole family's dynamic for the rest of their lives.
But you know, it's a lot of in sports, not even just in sports, but we see it where people have a lot of money and they're in power, but they still got emotions, and it's hard for people to make that change. Like, especially when you get a bunch of money like that, to make that change. Like, okay, you know, people try me. I just want to let you know, like, people still have those moments. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that somebody's running up, not doing what you got to do, but you literally have no reason to flash a gun on Instagram Live at all.
What if someone threatened him like an hour before?
He just got out of jail. He got out of the jail that morning for flashing a gun on the 17-year-old.
Listen. If somebody threatening you, right? You're in a bag. Why are you putting yourself in a position to go crash out? That's why you got the entourage around. They supposed to put you.
You don't even know, nigga. The entourage supposed to say, nigga, we not supposed to be here.
That too. But
we not supposed to be. Like, I know niggas want to go back to their hood and all that cool shit and whatever the case may be. Boy, fuck that. We ain't supposed to be here.
And you in the club, bro. Go home.
So you went into a club where you're not supposed to have a gun anyway. Because I've been to the clubs in Memphis. You got a gun on you. That's stupid. Come on now.
And that's what I meant, Memphis. Thank you.
That's what you meant, right? Yeah, Krista, you know. We gotta. But nah, I think Ja got us really. His father need to pull him aside and talk to him. His mom need to stop reinforcing the negative behavior. And it's like, bro, I got a gun too, bro. I don't be flashing my shit. Like, I got a lot of guns. I don't flash them.
You don't flash your gun, but you talk about it a lot, though. So that's kind of like the same thing, though.
And listen.
But the difference is in my real life, and a long time ago, I could talk about this now. I really shot at people, so it's different. Like I really did it. It's not a fake thing. Like, hey, it was what it was. I was in that part of my life. This is a long time ago.
Here's my thing,
Ja, I didn't have $193 million on the line to risk. If I got caught for doing it, it was what it was. Like nobody would have cared. I would have got nothing. They wouldn't have made nothing about me in no newspaper or no magazine or no internet. I'd have just been another nigga that shot somebody.
Ja Morant represents a brand.
Exactly, bigger than himself.
He's like the NBA. He's one of the best players in the league. You feel me? They're not going to allow him to show guns on the internet. They're already questioning him. The last maybe if he would have been like, awesome, this is the first story we heard. You feel me? They might have given him a patio job. What's going on? Suspend him. Final. They might not suspend him because that's of course. But we just keep hearing your name repeat. Like in the last month or so, we heard his name 4 times.
It's like so crazy.
At this point, you're putting yourself in position. Why you stay in the house?
And the NBA is also trying to help make him one of the faces of the league. He's ruining that.
Yeah,
can't be the face of the league if like LeBron James don't got a speeding ticket. Like we don't hear nothing about LeBron James. Nothing.
No chin rumors. No
outside kids.
No rape. No nothing. Like nothing bad about LeBron. Like as anybody, he's probably the most complete player in the world as far as also on the narrow straight. Like everybody had an issue. Michael Jordan had a gambling issue.
Man, listen, when LeBron went to go play in LA, I can't remember what gym he was at when he played in LA in the summertime and they program shit. You couldn't even like whenever he like almost fell into the crowd, security was around that man. You cannot get next to LeBron. It's at least 6 motherfuckers in the way before you can even get next to the nigga. It's the same thing with his wife. It's the same thing with his kids. Like, you cannot be just next to LeBron James. It's not easy. You can't be like these people. They're real people, but they also understand how they protect themselves. It's the reason why LeBron James is an active billionaire still playing in the NBA. First person to ever do it. It's just different because he don't put himself out there. We watched Tiger Woods lose a sponsor from Rolex and every other sponsor he ever had, Nike, Wheaties, because he was cheating on his wife and he crashed his car while he was high on some pills. And his wife was whooping his ass for cheating. He lost all the deals.
They try to cancel him. They try to make him like the bad guy.
I mean, he was cheating. And his wife he did have a girl in the car, but still.
I mean, a lot of niggas cheat.
But he had like 7 joints though, like, and they all had different. He had different phones for all of them, which was crazy. Tiger Woods is a wild man, but Tiger Woods, but he like they really kicked him out of golf for a minute because of all of that shit. Ja, you out here flashing guns. Like this is already after we've already had Malice in the Palace, when we had players fighting fans. We had Gilbert Arenas and another one of his teammates bring guns. They owned their guns, it was registered to them, but they brought them in the facility threatening to shoot each other. So like you inviting violence into an NBA arena. We're supposed to be for families. They showed their games on ABC, which is Disney. Like when you really start breaking it down in the contracts, you're not bigger than this brand, you're not bigger than this shield, you're not bigger than these contracts. Collective bargaining agreement coming up soon, these CBAs. When you got somebody like Ja, bad for business. How we gonna increase these salaries? How we gonna make sure we get these health insurances and stuff? When we got, everybody else might be doing the right thing, but the biggest star, one of your biggest stars, Ja Morant, he's over here getting into damn near shootouts with kids. Now, it's a different conversation that need to be had. There's going to be different background checks and scrutiny that they're going to do in people's lives. Get real nasty. But I wish him the best. I think Ja Morant, this is 1993 where there's no camera phones and nothing around, bro. Whatever you do will be seen and told.
And I don't forget, I don't know if you ever seen the John T. Moore. He said the NBA had feds, bro. Like when his people, when he was getting drafted in like 2016, people were going back to high school. What type of guy is Ja Morant? They asking janitors what type of guy you are, bro. They investigating you, bro. They're not gonna allow you into the league unless you do a background check on you, bro. Like they not playing that shit, bro. You represent them.
But he's already in the league. What are you talking about?
But they will get him out the league.
But they'll get him out. They'll get him out. If you're doing so much, they'll get you out the league real quick, and then you won't see another contract.
Like look at Gilbert Arenas. Look how great Gilbert Arenas was, bro. This man was This man was averaging like 26 points, bro.
The man put up 60 points against the Lakers on Kobe. And for the first half of the game, he was wearing Gucci sneakers.
So, and you see where he's at now. Out the league, quick as hell.
So it's like when you do stuff in the NBA, they don't play certain games with you at all. OJ Mayo got kicked out the league for smoking weed. Kept failing drug tests. Kicked him out the league. So it's like, it's just a different thing. I wish Ja the best. I don't wish him no ill. I just think what he's doing is silly. Because you work too hard. You put in way too many hours in the gym to just walk away with only $193 million when guys are becoming billionaires playing in the NBA.
I got a quick question. How do you feel about people be saying like, yo, he got a household with 2 parents?
That's corny.
Like, do you feel like what's going on with that?
So growing up in the suburbs is one thing. Like you have different opportunities, but growing up with both parents don't always mean that everything was cool and copacetic.
Right.
I had both parents in my household. Me and my brother sold crack. Like, didn't matter that we had both our parents. My dad was known as a street dude, was a hustler. Yes, he did other things in his life with boxing in the Marines. He's had a trade in the carpentry field for a long time. But he was also a street guy at one point in time. So we heard all the stories.
And you also hear about G Herbo. He talks about how his dad was always in his life.
People hear the stories, man.
But you know what goes back to, like we just said, it goes back to niggas doing what the females like.
It ain't just the females. It's also your parents is only part of what it shapes.
No, I'm saying like a suburban nigga becoming a street nigga.
But it's again, your parents is only part of what shape you. That's why it's a classic argument in child psychology for nature versus nurture. So nature is your environment, where you from. You feel me? Nurture is your family, how they do. And both of them influence how you develop in your personality. I had both parents. I lived in the projects. I lived in the Bronx. G Herbo still was off for Essex, Chicago. Both his parents could tell him the right things to do, but nigga, we from where we from. So if my man's is doing this, and I see him doing that, fuck it. I'm good. I could find a way to do this and get some money too. I'm gonna do it. Oh, they got kicked off. Oh, well, it's just me now. Oh, almost back. They should be back shortly. This is what happens when we have Zoom sometimes. Happens when we have Zoom sometimes. All right. Best is back. Christine should be back too. What's I about to say, Best? What were we talking about?
2 parents.
So 2-parent households, feel me? Even with them having that, feel me? It just be what it be sometimes. Like your environment also shapes who you are. Like just understanding that you can have 2 great parents, bro. Like my mom was first generation American, knew nothing about nothing being here. Feel me? My pops, he was doing, but even with him, he wasn't the person that introduced me to street shit. It was always hard work, discipline, this, that, and the third. But nigga, I wanted some J's. Oh, my man's selling crack. My man's selling weed. I'm gonna do the same thing. Because that's just what we do. Like you hide it. So I don't think him coming from a 2-parent household is the end all be all. And we also see his mom reinforces the negative behaviors because when she got into some shit, who she called?
Her son.
Exactly. So you don't care what kind of shit he on. You want to do what you want to do. I don't know, man. God bless him. I wish him the best. I really hope, Ja, you don't mess this up, man, because this is a golden opportunity. And yes, you've made a lot of money already, but you could do so much more. But everybody using that, I feel like anybody that say, oh, you have both your parents is a hater. I think that's a corny way to look at things. I think that saying someone come from a 2-parent household so they shouldn't struggle is very ignorant because there's still other setting events that happens. Even if you got both parents in the crib. Like that's some hating shit. Like that's, to me, that's weird. Even when I joked and say, yo, he from the suburbs, I know niggas from the suburbs that they really got it in. It just is what it is. Like, that's just your environment. That don't mean your family not a certain way. Or you not a certain way. So I don't think John Morant is not like that. I think that he needs to tone that shit all the way down because you don't want to fuck up what you got going on. You've only been in the league for 3 years. There's so much more money to get. There's so much more shit to do and see. And he just got with Nike. You just got your first shoe. Come on now, man.
Yeah, move smarter. That's it.
Move smarter. Even if you want to be on that, like, yo, you just got to know when to do it.
Now, don't even do it. You don't need to do that. Like, you don't need to do it.
No, I agree. You don't need to do it. But sometimes you got to, not saying you got to be on that, but like sometimes you confrontation, you got to know, I move a certain way. But they entice you to do that because they want you to, if he shoots somebody, he beat somebody up, what they going to do? They're going to sue your stupid ass. Because they know you got it. Come on now, man.
If you gotta go somewhere where you need a gun, don't even go, bro. Cause you feel me? You work too much. Don't throw that shit away.
Don't go there, man. If you need your shit on you, don't go there, bro. There's so much things you could do. Like, bro, you got the bread. You could just buy villas, rent villas, do whatever, and invite the people that you want around. You don't even got to invite people around that's gonna make shit negative. Like, fuck all that.
Yeah, moving on. Let's talk about this T.I. Lil Boosie situation.
Before we get there, y'all seen Creed 3?
Nah, I never even seen Creed 1.
Doing bad, bitch. Doing bad.
But I'm not even a movies type of person like that for real. I don't be caring about shit like that.
Why you don't like the movies?
I'm the same way. I don't watch movies, like.
Movies, bro.
That's this new generation shit. I don't have the attention span to sit down and enjoy a movie. I want to see the whole shit in 3 minutes.
Unless it's like some nonfiction shit or some like realistic.
Creed is nonfiction. What are you talking about?
What's it about?
Boxing. He's a fighter.
Shit, the trailer. I be hearing about it, but the trailer must not like. I don't know. I
don't know if you've seen the trailer.
I did see it, bro. I know what Creed is. That Michael B. Jordan movie, bro. Everybody always talk about it, but like. Nobody, not that ever made me go watch it type shit. Like, I'm not one of them people that go watch it because everybody else watch it, but I gotta be one like what they talk about, go watch it like that.
Yeah, it's a movie based off the Rocky series. It's a expansion of that universe. It's a good movie, man. Creed 3 was cool. It's not my favorite of them. I think Michael B. Jordan for his first time directing did a good job, but it was a little bit rushed. I would say Creed 1 may be the best one. Creed 2 and Creed 3 could battle out for second, but yeah, Creed 1 might be the best one.
I ain't watching it. I didn't know that's Michael B. Jordan. I be seeing people
shout out to Jonathan Majors. He did a phenomenal job. I feel like he made Creed 3. And I wish they would have did more with developing his character in the movie. But y'all should watch movies. Y'all should do stuff other like don't get on like Facebook and Instagram for a day.
Never. I'll let them on social media.
Like, go outside and live real life. Be around real people.
I work. I mean, I work all day.
Man, work-life balance. You got to find it. I'm going to Houston on Tuesday.
I watch podcasts before I watch movies.
I'm not watching it. So I try to limit podcasts that I watch because I don't want their influence to influence how I do this.
I like documentaries. I like a lot of serial killer shit, but movies.
You know what's a fun fact? Talking about that, the people that watch the most true crime shit are women, and the stuff that they watch are some of their biggest fears. Serial killers, mass murderers, rapists, killers. Women are afraid of this at a very high level, but they also watch these things the most. Yeah, you just making yourself more afraid to go outside. What the fuck are you doing?
I think it's good to be prepared. See, my dad was a serial killer, So, but I'm not gonna go into that too much. But I find it so interesting. And
that is a whole nother episode that we got. We got. If we want to unpack this one day, I don't know. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, go outside. Go to the movies. I went to the movies, had my feet up, watched the movie in IMAX. It was beautiful.
I go to the movies, I fall asleep. Or I be on my phone the whole time. I ain't gonna hold you.
Because you're not watching a movie that's good.
Now, I ain't like one movie I watch.
You know what I sound like best? You go to the movies to have sex.
Yeah.
Because if you go there to watch the movie, you're going to enjoy it. I was in there. I had chicken tenders and fries, my M&Ms, my nice drink. Shorty had her drink. We was chilling.
No bull. The last movie I drank was when Queen and Slim came out. That's the last movie I enjoyed.
That was not even a good movie. It was cool. It was cool.
That shit was a great movie, bro. I
can judge already. Your movie taste is terrible. You probably don't like The Godfather. None of that.
I know it was a great movie because I put my phone down and actually watched, bro. Like, people be forcing me to go to the movie.
It's unrealistic.
Huh?
It's unrealistic.
Well, it caught my interest, bro. I was talking to the whole theater, bro. You know how I get.
You know.
I
don't know. I'm a moviegoer. I've been going to movies since I was young. I enjoy going to the movies. I prefer going to the drive-ins because I like to do my recreational activity while I'm in my car watching a movie. But the
that's perfect.
Yeah, drive-ins is perfect, and the drive-ins is actually cheaper. So usually I go to drive-ins out here. It's like $8.50 for a ticket, $8.50 instead of paying like $15 or at the movie theaters or whatever the case may be for a ticket. But yeah, go there with your little wine in a cooler or your drink. They don't want you to smoke there, so I suggest if you smoke, you keep your door windows closed. Do what you do. But yeah, turn your lights off and then have the radio on, listen to the movie. Listen and watch the movie. So I prefer going to the drive-ins more than going to the actual theater, but I do enjoy the experience of a good theater, especially when it's a major blockbuster like a Creed 3 or something like that.
Is weed legal in
Nevada? Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
And it's an open carry state, and it's no state taxes. Best of all. Beautiful. Beautiful, Mike. That's why I can't leave. People were like, "Yo, you should go to Texas or LA." No. Fuck that. I'm not going there. I'm staying right here in Nevada. And also, I'm a big combat sport guy, and we got the Raiders. So most of the major fights in boxing and UFC happens here. You got the Raiders to go see. If I want to go see an NBA game, I could go to Phoenix, or I could go to LA, or to LA to see the Clippers or the Lakers, or I could go to Colorado and see Denver play. And then we got a hockey team. March Madness is this month. UNLV is playing pretty good. Shout out to UNLV. And then we got what else we have out here? We have a minor league baseball team, a professional soccer team. I've actually been to their games. The Lights, Golden Knights is the hockey team. I've been on the field at the Las Vegas Lights game. Shout out to the Las Vegas Lights. They showed me a lot of love when I go there. I'm a big fan of those guys. And then Silver Knights is there. We're about to have an indoor arena team. And then we also have a G League team, which is the Team Ignite for the G League. And I got to see them play the South Bay Lakers this season. I'm probably going to go to another game. But Scottie Pippen Jr. played phenomenal at that game that I went to. He's a really good player. Yep. Las Vegas Lights, if you like soccer. Las Vegas Lights Football Club. That's what they're called, FC. So we got some stuff out here in Vegas. And then they're talking about trying to bring an NBA team out here. And I think either in the next 2 years, it's either a year to 3 years, they want to bring All-Star Weekend to Las Vegas. And next year the Super Bowl is going to be here. So it's crazy out here. I love it. I'm never moving. I love it. I got to pay the government one time on my money. Oh man. I get to see so much more on my money.
Yeah, that's a big up right there.
Yeah, New York state taxes is terrible. California state taxes is terrible. You got to pay like 51%. Fuck you. I'm not doing it. That's why all of the fighters most of the boxers live out here. Like you out here, you'll run into Larry Johnson because he went to UNLV. He played in the NBA. You run into Floyd Mayweather. He got gyms out here. Caleb Plant. Mike Tyson's out here all the fucking time. It's a great place.
Lit.
Oh yeah. And Blueface and Krishan goes to Lolo Chickens and Waffles right down the street and eat too.
There you go.
If you're into the ratchet stuff. And a lot of the reality show TV shot on Zeus are actually shot out here in some of the houses out here as well. So some of the baddie shows, South Central, LA, all that stuff, they be out here. So that's why we know and can invite some of them to be guests on the show. So shout out to the Baddies crew. I think I'm going to reach out to the producer, one of the producer of Baddies, and see if we can have them come on the show.
That would be perfect.
But yeah, so shout out to Nevada, shout out to Las Vegas. It's a beautiful place. We're talking about T.I. and Boosie. We can give them a couple of minutes before we get up out of here. Well, we got maybe 6-7 minutes left.
I feel like real ass nigga.
You said what?
I'm gonna break it down for people who don't know what's going on.
You said Boosie. Hold on. She said Boosie's a real ass nigga.
Yes.
I like Boosie. I do. I think
he unfiltered. That's why I like Boosie.
I think Boosie just be saying shit. He don't know what the fuck he be talking about. He just be talking. He just talk, dog. And people will be agreeing with it, but he don't know what the fuck he talking about at all.
Oh, before we address that, then let me see what the Toronto Raptors said. Hold on. Let's see. The Toronto Raptors did a video or something like that, and it was for women or something. They're like, they're the only ones that could reproduce. They're the only ones that could reproduce, and they said 2 other things about women that were true, and they had to apologize. What's y'all take on that?
I gotta see more of it because I didn't really get into it. I seen it and I kind of breezed through it. I didn't really read it for real.
I'm gonna send it to the chat right now so I can look at it. And
then we can kind of break that down next week because I really didn't do my due diligence on that.
I got it right here. They said girls run the world because they're the ones that could procreate, and I guess they were forced to apologize for that. They birth everybody. They are all queens.
And listen, I'm not gonna get into that. You know what that's leading to. That's why it's backlash. I'm not going into that. We know why. The truth is the truth at the end of the day. The truth is the truth. I'm not arguing. Whatever you choose to believe, that's your business. But we know that biological women are the ones that procreate. So Christine will be back. Christine will be back next week, guys. The beautiful and always controversial Christine. Me and Bess are going to wrap this up. So, but yeah, we know women assigned as women at birth, biological women, cisgender women, whichever rhetoric you want to use, they are the ones that procreate and create life, and we want to cherish them and highlight them. I'm not saying if you identify as anything else that it's wrong. That is your belief. I'm not here to impose on nobody's belief, but what bears life, it has to be saluted more than anything in the world. It's straight up and down. Like that's how I'm treating that conversation. I'm not getting into any of these other things at all, for real.
With the T.I. let's move on to the T.I. situation. With the T.I. situation, a couple weeks ago, I guess he was doing an interview, and he basically said something like, "I told him my cousin because he died. Like he told him the dad." And
we talked about this already. So
yeah, a lot of people have been going back and forth. It's telling the dad snitching. Is it not snitching? Like that's been a thing. So when the scenario came up with Boosie, how he dealt with the gangster Birdman's brother, he said he told him dad. Birdman's T.I. said Boosie said gangster was wrong for telling on the dad. So being that he had a relationship with T.I., Vlad TV asked him, is he giving T.I. the same treatment? Because when it comes to your friend, people would be trying to move the what's it called? The rules for your friends. People be trying to justify for their friends. But like many people thought, Boosie kept the same energy. And he said T.I. told he's not rocking with him. That album they had coming together is out the window, blah blah. T.I. took that to offense. He said I didn't really tell him my cousin. I was just using that as an analogy. And he said he's been flashing his paperwork ever since. He said he don't like that Boosie went on the Vlad TV and said that, and that's what he had writing down with it.
I mean, it is what it is. I don't want to feed into that. It's stupidity. At the end of the day, T.I., whether T.I. did or didn't, he's saying he didn't, then we will maintain it. Who are we to know unless somebody pay for the paperwork? And we're going to leave it at that. Boosie going to say what Boosie believe in. Boosie going to stand on what he stand on, whether he's right or wrong. We know this for him already. And the snitching thing is just becoming so much of a phenomenon. I know they said J. Bose had recently called Blue Da Vinci a snitch too on Vlad. So it's a lot of people being called snitches on Vlad, and then Whack 100 got Blue Da Vinci on Clubhouse, and Blue Da Vinci was talking crazy. So I just think the whole snitching thing it's been taking over the culture lately. Everybody not a street person, man. Everybody's not. So we need to leave that shit alone.
That's where we stand with it.
That's why I'm leaving that shit at. I ain't not picking that motherfucker back up. Going to Houston this week should be fun. Going to Papa Do's for the first time. I heard Papa Do's is dope. So I'm going to Houston for the first time. I'm going to Papa Do's. I'm going to see a Rockets game. Rockets is not a good team, but who cares? It's an NBA game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything you did fun this weekend, Best? I know Zeke, you had a birthday. I mean, not a birthday party. Had a party.
Yeah, that's the cute. I'm so tired, low key. I ain't gonna hold you.
Anything else you got planned for the year that you want to do for this year? Because you guys, you and Christine, man, I'm telling y'all need to get a work-life balance. This. If you've never gotten any other advice from Vis Swoops, this is my advice to you. Work-life balance. I'm telling you, as a person my whole platform was grind season TV. I was a grinder, grinding day and out. It wears on you. You need to have a work-life balance.
I like being home, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I do.
But that's life. You feel me? Like, you don't have to work all the time. Even if, like, I got the thing that I'm gonna do this year. I'm going to do either a day trip or a weekend trip somewhere every month. April, I'm not doing that because I'm going to a concert and I'm going to the Javante Davis and Ryan Garcia fight once they release them damn tickets. But other than that, every month I'm going on a weekend trip. Or I'm spending a day in a city that I've never been to. I'm going to eat and do some stuff there and come right back because you need a work-life balance. And I'm going to be accompanied probably by a beautiful young lady when I find one that I really like. And if I pay for her tickets, that's because I want to. So it's just like that. Just really, really just find that balance for real, man. But this is the controversial Best of Swoop show. We're going to let Best get out of here because he needs to go to bed and go to the Gorilla concert. And I'm here truly with my co-host, the always boisterous, slowly maturing, and need more host, Best. And the beautiful and always controversial Christine, who's left us a little prematurely. And your smooth talking, overweight lover, host to do the most, favorite guy, Vis Swoops, best broadcaster in the world. And this is the controversial Best Swoop show, controversial Best in Swoop show, and of course my co-hosts are also the best broadcasters in the world. And we about to get the hell up out of here. Shout out to our producer Mike. Check y'all next week.